Ville, welcome in Ventspils.
Thanks.
Well, your concept of life seems, interesting. You are not just writing, you travel a lot. You was a publisher, or you are a publisher?
Not anymore.
You try to be a publisher. You organize some writers' courses yourself?
I have been a publishing director of a Finnish publishing company for 18 years, but now I have quitted that.
And you have poetry books, you have novels, you have essay books.
Lot of children books.
And a lot of children books. So you are trying to do everything.
Well, children books came to my life a few years before my son got born, but when he got born, it was so easy to write for children because he's always giving me new ideas, and they are a lot of better than my own ideas.
From all this list, it seems to me that you like to change realities from time to time.
Well, maybe it's something like that I started so young as a publisher. I was 19 years old when I started my publishing house. And, after I did it so long time, now I feel that I don't have any work. I'm writing all the time, and last year I guess there were like 7 books from me, but it feels like very easy going life nowadays, because the publishing world was so hard, and I had a small publishing house, but we did a lot of books, like 39 books in 1 year was the worst year, and there were only two guys running this publishing house. So nowadays, I guess I have learned how to make things quite quickly.
And then suddenly you moved to Tallinn.
Well, it started from that I had a divorce and I didn't know what to do. And at the first I went to Kazakhstan and I tried to live there for a while. And
how much? How long time?
Only a few months, and then I understood that no, this is not my place. And then I came back to our house, which was almost empty, to Tampere. And then I remember that in Tallinn there is this one very cute woman that I could meet maybe. And I called to her that, is it possible to visit in Tallinn? And then I went to Tallinn and then I stayed there.
But at the same time, you are still linked with like Finland Writers Union or something like that.
Yes, I'm at the board of the Finnish Writers Union, but it's very easy to
communicate or going there is easy.
And this year, of course, most of our meetings have been online. So.
Because of
Corona.
Yeah. And you mentioned that you're writing now a book of essays.
Yes.
About outsiderness.
Yeah.
This suits your position in a way, because you are outside of Finland, but at the same time you are close. So it's not about changing reality so much, it's just to be in a more silent place.
Well, it's like my idea is to write, if publisher agrees for that I have three collections of essays. Mm-hmm. First one is called the Grand Tour, and that's mainly like, I was once also journalist in working in Arab Spring in Tunisia and Syria or places like that, and I was also living with Roma people in Balkans, and
and you wrote that you helped refugees in Lesbos Island.
Yes,
in Greece.
Yeah, and all these to combine together, I think it makes this outsiderness or something like that to try and I'm trying to reach that. What does it mean? Or borders? What are the borders between persons, two persons, or between the subjects, like countries or states or something. I tried to find something like that. And the next one will be, this first one is Grand Tour, next one is Grand Hotel, which means that I'm trying to settle in Estonia. And the third one is Grand Prix. And in that one I'm trying to figure out what is the idea of, what is the concept of working culture today.
Huh. But it seems like a life plan to have a 3 book of essays in life, like 1, 2, 3, and then it's like then it will be finished.
Well,
Yes.
I think every year till my son gets maybe 15, I will do couple, at least 2 or 3 children books in a year. I'm pretty sure. I have already agreements, the contracts with the publishers for next 2 years for maybe 6 children books. Well, my photographer got shot in Tunis when we were there. He got shot in his leg, and it was a little bit difficult times. But I remember I was 30 years old. I had my birthday at that night when he got shot to his leg. And I think that was the most interesting birthday I ever had since now.
You quitted that journalist work, or is it possible at all, or there are some voices calling you go to Syria again, or?
Well, when I came here, my wife said that you have to promise me that you don't go to Belarus.
Oh, yeah.
So because she knew that I'm alone here for a month, and I'm quite fast writer, so I might have this idea that maybe
just to move, yeah.
Yes, and I have my press card with me, and
are you still you are still a journalist also, and you are you specialize in hot spots and events like that?
Something like that, but I only write as sometimes as a freelancer. Like I write some kind of analysis of the politics or something like that, but it's maybe once in a month.
It's not editor's choice. You just decide by yourself, and then you look where to sell that material.
Yeah.
You already have novels, but it's a nice life for a novelist, I think, because you have more viewpoints. You have seen so different realities, and even normal people like, okay, we have a television. Yeah, but it's not the same.
Yeah, maybe, but it might be so. But also, people want to read this kind of novels which are like a little bit more straight, like not straight. What is like direct-minded? I don't want that sounds like bad. I mean, like not so complex, and
not so complex as political problems or all this.
Well, these 2 novels that I have written, you can't see like politics in a direct way in these, because they are more like metaphorical ways. Like my first novel is about werewolf. Well, really about the man who everybody thinks that he's a werewolf. and he's just kind of individual which didn't exist at the 1700s. Well, of course it did, but it was he was a little bit exceptional person, and that's why people thought he was also a refugee. He was a refugee from Livonia to Estonia, and he lived in well, he was a historical person.
Oh, really?
Yes, this guy really existed, and he lived in well, this small village called, I think it was Malpils, nearby Riga, and he got convicted as a werewolf in Riga court. And then
What time approximately?
it was 1696, I guess. And then my novel starts from this day that he comes to this small village of Lihula in Estonia, and it starts from there. And this is the last thing we know about the historical person called Ukko Ties.
Yeah. But you continue like from that.
Yes.
From that point.
And in a metaphorical level, this is mostly about what is to be a refugee.
But it's not translated into Latvian. No?
Not to Latvian, but in Estonia it has.
How do you enjoy Ventspils writers' house? As you are a professional in this field. You try to organize, or you organized writers' houses by yourself. What time did it happen? And then,
well, I had two small residences. They were like just apartments, which I ran mostly by myself, but I had also some people to help there. And one was in Haapsalu, which is at the western coast of Estonia, and one was nearby the border of Latvia in Viljandi. But it was too hard for me, I wanted to get rid of all these other things than writing. So this Haapsalu place was very good.
But interesting how you decided to do it, to roll it a little bit back. What was it?
It was like most things that I do. It's like I haven't done this before. I have to do this.
Yeah.
But of course, this works very, very fine. This Ventspils house, and it has been so easy to write here because it's quite silent, but it's still in the middle of the city. It's at the old center. It's very nice to even walk here, but if you want some silence, then it's possible to get.
Somehow world becomes more and more nervous. There should be some jump or some mega crisis or what is your future prognosis, let's say?
Yeah, it's not an easy question, but
yeah, it's the last question.
Well, I think we all learn something from this COVID crisis. At least I have. Well, this is something that, of course, now I'm here, but all the other time of this, in this COVID time, I have been like with my family, and this is like. Well, it has been very pleasant, and at the same time, there are not new, but some tools which I haven't used so much, like to be still contacted with the world. And I think that there might be like a new possibilities with that we can still live our lives, but we don't need to be all the time or everywhere. And yeah, about Minsk, I don't know. I really hoped that they can make.
Yeah, but it will be tough.
Yeah,
it will be tough. So
I don't even want to use word opposition. I really want to use the word maturity of the Belarus people.
Or like nation or
When the people got rid of the Milosevic, it's about 20 years ago, and it happened with the same ways than now the maturity of the Belarus are doing. They are using these non-violent ways, very democratical ways to make the revolution, and that's very beautiful. And I really think that it will, at the end, it will work. And I hope that, I think it was 9th of the next month, there will be 20 years still when Milosevic got sacked. Maybe that will be the day.
Yeah. And I also hope that someone from Latvian publishers now will understand that there's a very nice Finnish writer with a book about person who lived in Latvia and was a werewolf, kind of.
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.